Whether you're using Spline 3D for AR, VR, websites, or even games, Spline is the future of 3D design, and the future of regular design. I personally use it for web design. We want your sites to stand out, so let's learn a little bit about 3D web design. Spline makes it easy for you, and the interface is super easy to understand, especially if you're a Blender user too, which I'll be going through as a Blender user. And if you don't use it, you're fucking dumb. So first, let's head over to the Spline 3D website. If you haven't already, go ahead and create an account. It's free and it only takes a minute. Once you've logged in, this is the interface that will show up. Not to fear. You will just be clicking in the top right corner, selecting New Design File. So here we are in the opening screen. You can see that there's a lot of presets in this middle screen here, but we won't be using any of that today, so if you have time, go on and explore that yourself. Here we are in the opening screen. You can see this square. Fuck that square, we'll delete it later. Anyway, let's move over to the left side of the screen. Over here you will see the layer panel with all your various objects, rectangle and directional light. Okay. Let's move over to the right side of the screen where all the materials are. As you can see, there's the background color and here's the square materials. You can look through that and we will be using it in a second. And moving on to the top part with the toolbar. Here we go. Here's the squares, the circles, all that shit. You'll be adding that stuff in. Fuck that. Okay, here's other things that we'll be adding in, possibly. Just wait. Get excited. Anyway, we're going to delete this fucking square because fuck squares. We want a cube. So let's get this cube in here. Right here. So when we're putting in any sort of shape, it will free flow, which means that, not everything is even, all that stuff. And if you want it to be even, click on the cube again, hold down shift, and it will give you an even cube. Here we go, everybody. We are off to the fucking races. So let's move around. Click on your scroll wheel and you'll move around this way. Hold down Option, you'll move this way. Get a nice view from all the angles. And this is your front view. This is your side view, top view, and go back to the front view. Then here's the orthographic, and you can look around like that, but we'll probably stay in the orthographic. Next, we're going to talk about this gimbal here. This is how you move it up in the Y-axis. Very easy to use. It's like Maya if you've ever used Maya, and here in the horizontal axis, or the X-axis if you prefer. And of course, we're going to move around. Remember, hold down Option, and then we're going to move it in the Z-axis, or the Z if you're not from America. And this is how you rotate it. And then it's the same with all the other sides with X and Y, or Z rather. And then this little thing will have you scale it along the given axis you choose. And then if you hold shift, it will scale evenly. But we're going to keep it to the center. And you can also move it from the corners like so. Scaling's pretty easy in Spline. Get used to it. Next, we're going to talk about Spline's version of edit mode. It's very easy. It's so that you can actually edit the shape that you have. So we're just going to click this button over here, and you can see that the toolbar changes and it looks different. Don't be intimidated though. That's what they want you to think. So if you click on the first option in the toolbar, you'll be able to click the faces of your object. The second one, you'll be able to click the sides of your object. move them around like so. And the third option, you'll be able to click the vertices, which we will get into later on. No, we won't. I'm lying to you. Anyways, we're going to learn about the extrusion, which is a basic principle in 3D modeling. So we're going to click up here, click the extrude button, click the side we want to extrude, hold down this blue circle thingy, and we're going to extrude it, and then we're going to hold down shift on the scale button like we did before, and we're going to scale it down. Next, we're going to learn about the subdivision, which is just basically being able to chop this motherfucker in half. So we're going to click up here. You see how the lines are like that? It's like a tree because of the way it is. So yeah, you can move half of it just like that. Next, we're going to learn about the subdivision surface. Down here, you can smooth out all of the edges. How fucking cool is that? Wish we could use that in some of our conflicts throughout the world. USA, USA. Anyway, let's move out of edit mode. Hit the X in the top. And we are back to normal. Look at that. We made something. And this will turn into something else, I'm sure. Let's see where it goes. Don't mind this. We are just time-lapsing a extrusion and a loop cut because I was just fucking around to make something really cool. And we have a mosque. Gonna rotate this around like we're trying to find Mecca. I have no idea actually how to find Mecca. If there is someone who is Muslim and that's actually watching this video, please tell me, how do you guys find Mecca? Do you guys like do the thing where you put your finger in your mouth and then you look for the wind? Please let me know. I'm like legitimately curious. Anyways, next we're going to add a light to the subject because who is going to want to see a dull mosque? Absolutely nobody. That's who. So let's go up here, click the more options, and then we're going to scroll down to the light option. There's a couple different ones. We're going to choose this one, and we're going to move it up just like that. And it's kind of hard to see a little bit, so we're going to change the background for now to a black. And then we can look around, and a little jerky there, but I'm a jerk, so who cares? Just kidding, guys. I like you. So let's add some materials to this. Of course, we want to change the color. We will change it to purple. You know, purple's a nice color. It's nice and cool. You know what? No, let's change it. Let's change it to red because it matches the site we're going to export this to. Yeah, nice little red there. All right. Keeping it nice and red. Next, we're going to export this into Figma. So first thing we're going to want to do is going to make the background transparent. So we're going to find it. Eventually. It's right in front of my face, isn't it there? Yeah, of course. Okay, so we're going to want to pick this all the way down to 0. Next, we're going to talk about interactions. So first, we're going to want to click our mosque, and we're going to make it do a little spin. So in order to do that, we have to do two things. We have to go to the states, which are like the beginning and end frames for you animation buffs. The base state being the main one. This other state is where it's moving to. So we're going to change the state. We're going to move it around a little bit maybe. Nah, fuck it. We're just going to rotate it this way. And then we're going to rotate it a little the other way. And then we're going to see that the other one is going to be at where we had it before. And we're going to add an event, which is just an animation. So we're just going to pick this one. It's just going to make it move. We're going to want to change the current to base state. Then we're going to go hit play in the toolbar. and we'll see that it's spinning around. Alright, but we want it to have the mouse hover, and then it will change. So we'll go in here, we'll click mouse hover, and then we go back into the play button, and as you see, when we hover our mouse over, it'll do the spin we want. Move off, and it'll stop spinning. Next, we're going to want to export this into Figma. So we're going to hit the export button, go down to video recordings, make sure that it's a JPEG. Just kidding, it's a GIF. And we're going to want it to have the highest frame rate. So 48 per second. And we're going to hit start. And you're going to go into this window. We're going to see a red dot. That means it's going to record. And so we're going to hover over it. And then we're going to go off of it. Hit stop. And then it's going to be processing for a little bit. And then you can organize where it will go. Next, we're going to open up Figma. I saved our GIF project onto my desktop, so we're going to drag it in, pull it back up, look around a little bit, because a mosque is a home too, so that's why I made this really shitty website. But yeah, you just go into prototype, let it load for a couple minutes, and here we go. And as you see, the mosque turns, finds Mecca, just like we did. This is Mecca, guys. Welcome to 3D heaven. I mean, not that Mecca is heaven. I understand Islam. I promise you. Just a little bit. I'm not Muslim. But anyway, if you liked this video, even though it was kind of dog shit, but, it's my first video. Give me a fucking break. If you enjoyed it, subscribe, all that shit. You know what to do. Alright. See ya.